as people are becoming more self-sufficient and finding new ways to make money online, I thought I'd make this video to give you some just no bullshit ideas that you could start learning how to make money online. Some side hustles that you could start from absolutely no money, with absolutely no experience or no previous knowledge. Don't worry, before you click off, I'm not going to give you some bullshit ones such as fill out these surveys and you'll get paid £1 for every 20-minute survey, or learning how to trade and stuff like that, where there's a lot of risk involved. They're genuine stuff you could start today from absolutely nothing. So yeah, let's get into this. So I know that a lot of people want to kind of learn how to make money online, because for me, I've been into the working world, so to speak, the 9-to-5 kind of rat race, and I just learned that this is not the way I want to live my life. It doesn't offer the lifestyle that I want to live. It's not fulfilling. I tried jobs, they just didn't work for me. And if you're watching my content, you're probably kind of along the same lines. You don't want to live that lifestyle. You kind of want a lifestyle of freedom, where it comes to financial, location and time. And I think these side hustles that I have thought of today are perfect for you to get started in making money online before you maybe go into creating your own business or whatever it may be that you want to do in life. I'm going to judge all of these in terms of leverage, and leverage is a term I like to use instead of passive income. Because a lot of people talk about passive income, such as real estate, or it's the most passive income, but there's still a lot of stuff involved, such as like maintenance and contracts, and there's stuff involved that a lot of people don't really consider. And passive means there's absolutely nothing involved. So I've used the term leverage, which pretty much means that the less input you get in and the bigger output. That is basically what leverage means, and you want the most kind of stuff that you can use to leverage to get kind of your biggest bang for your buck, so to speak, is kind of the way I like to think of it. So number one I want to give you is selling and flipping clothes on eBay, and I believe this is the highest leverage side hustle that you could really do and start from absolutely nothing today. So I started selling clothes on eBay maybe 3-4 years ago. I've also used apps such as Vinted, Depop, Gumtree. These are all very good apps. I would recommend selling clothes on Vinted and Gumtree because you don't have to pay the fees that a lot of people used to use Depop, but I think it's gone really downhill now. You have to pay PayPal a fee, and it's just not that good. Fees are involved, and if you're selling something for not much, then it's not really worthwhile, so to speak. But I do think eBay is probably the best place to buy because you get the bids, and a lot of people, if they kind of don't keep their eye on things, will probably let a lot of items slip. And if you put like targets and stuff, I don't really like do it that much, but you can kind of set items on your watch list, and as it ticks down, and then put a bid on, and then if it's not going, if it seems to just not be going up, then maybe that's a perfect time for you to just put a quick bid in and see if it's worthwhile. The only thing I would probably say about trying to flip clothes on eBay is it's probably going to take a while for you to build up a decent knowledge to kind of know what sells and what doesn't sell, because you're probably going to realistically buy a few things that are not going to really sell for much, or you might make not much profit, but over time you're going to know what works and what doesn't, and the higher kind of margins you're going to be able to reach. So just for me, from just selling clothes, this is before I even did flipping or anything like that, just clothes that I didn't want, because I used to be quite like a materialistic kid. I was kind of one of those kids at school who had the designer jackets and the bags, and I didn't have anything crazy like the Balenciagas and Gucci's and like anything Louis Vuitton, like all of that. It was more like Armani and Ralph Lauren and Hugo Boss, that type of kind of like middle class kind of thing that a lot of like lads and girls too that like to go for, just to kind of stand out and feel kind of like you fitted in. But anyway, I had a lot of that stuff, so I just stopped caring really about a year ago about what I wear. Obviously I like to look good. I always say that you should look good and presentable and all of that stuff, which is very important, but the brands and stuff is so unimportant, and I realised I could make a decent amount of money. I had a lot of clothes just sitting around that I wasn't using at all, so I thought, well, I may as well sell them. It's kind of kills two birds with one stone. It gets rid of the stuff in my room that's just sat there collecting dust, whilst making a decent amount of money just from selling stuff maybe for 50, 20, 100. I even sold a couple of stuff for close to £200 that were very high-end kind of designers, such as a Stone Island jacket I think I had. And I think this is such an easy way to make money. And I know why a lot of people don't do it is because at the end of the day they're too lazy to just actually go and list it. And I really don't understand the mindset. A lot of people will go and work like a normal job. They'll maybe go work a part-time job, such as being like a waiter in hospitality, a job that they don't even like anyway. And they'll do that for like 6-8 hours and get paid less than it would take to just put a few items online and sell them and then ship them off. It'd probably take you about an hour to earn the same amount of money. But the thing is, most people don't value their time. That's a bit of a side tangent, but I don't understand why. That maybe make you watching this video will kind of make you realise that is pretty stupid, that you've been kind of living your life by not valuing your time. I'm not trying to hate on you or anything like that. Maybe you're not like that. I hope you're not at all. But I just don't understand. There's so many people like that who do that. But anyway, you might know someone who is quite lazy, unlike yourself, and they might have a lot of valuable stuff in their house. It might not even be just clothes. It could be furniture, accessories, jewelry, anything like that. Anything with any type of value. You could say, I'll take 20% of the fee and you can have 80%, and all I'll come to your house, or I'll take the stuff from your house, list it, and you can have the fee. You don't have to do anything. So for them it is literally completely passive, to be fair. So they get a lot out of it, and you get a small fee just for finding a few pieces that they just weren't using. So it's a win-win, really. And there's a lot of people out there, particularly if you know kind of people who are really busy all the time. They don't have time to list the clothes and stuff. I think it's a kind of a great thing to do. You could even make a little business card and post it through people's letterboxes. And this is going to link quite swiftly onto the second one, which I'll get onto in a minute. You can make a little business card and say, I sell people's clothes. If it's got a value of over £50, I charge like 20% fee, and you can have 80, and they're making money from it too, whilst you're getting money from it too, a small fee. And if you can get a few clients, particularly some high-end clients who may live in like kind of affluent places, then you're winning, and you could make some serious money. You could really turn that into a business. And it literally does just come down to not being lazy like 90% of the population. But as I say with the business cards, number 2 that I want to get onto is services in like your local area. This is one I thought of quite heavily recently, because my mum, and maybe if you live in kind of like a suburban place, kind of middle class, you probably have had your parents pay for services such as like window cleaning, or having like someone to clean the house, or like a gardener, or a milkman, like just these kind of services that people who have a bit of spare income end up paying for. And I realised with the window cleaning one too, that's a very kind of easy one to kind of leverage off. It doesn't take a lot of your time out of your day at all. They were probably here for like 15 minutes, half an hour. Say if they're here half an hour, you could charge £15 quite easily to clean someone's window. A lot of people will be happy to pay for that in like I say, like quite an affluent, nice area, a nice village, if you do live in one or live nearby to one. And it's such easy money. So yeah, half an hour, and then an hour you can make easy £30. Yes, at the end of the day, it's not going to change your life, but if you just do this for 6 months, you're going to stack up some decent money, and you're probably going to get paid a lot more from doing that than just a normal job, like a kind of customer service role. You get paid £10-12 an hour, or even a job where you get paid close to £30 an hour, but you're stressed out, you hate it, you've got a dickhead boss who's trying to tell you what to do. You get to be your own boss. You can also get paid cash in hand too, which has its advantages. I won't go too much into that because you never know who's watching this, but you kind of know what I mean. And I think a few services that you could offer, it's not just window cleaning, like I say, house cleaning, car cleaning. You could offer, me and my sister thought of like oiling, because we did that in our house. That's quite an easy one you could do, oiling and varnishing, that type of thing. painting, I don't know. You know what I mean. You'll get quite creative. There's so many services you could offer, and like I say, create a little business card, post it for a load of people's letterboxes, see how it does. Maybe it's not the most perfect one, and maybe once you start thinking, you might think of a different one. Dog walking, pet sitting, house sitting, all of these types of things that a lot of people will pay for in, like I say, these kind of areas that are a bit more affluent. They have a bit more spare income. And I really think that is a really good method to use. Yes, it's not as much, you can't leverage it as much as flipping clothes. I'd probably say it's kind of like low leverage because you do have to put quite a lot of work in yourself. But in the future, if it's something you really did enjoy and wanted to do it for a few years and you got a good client base, you could then hire people and you can kind of manage it and oversee it and have people do the services for you. But that's for maybe another video, and see how much you kind of enjoy it. But that's number 2, and I think that is a great one you can use. So I'm going to go to number 3, and number 3 is the one that I'm posting this content on right now, which is creating a YouTube channel. Now, I understand the difficulties of YouTube, being there myself. I've been posting for 7 months or so now, and it's been very challenging, don't get me wrong, and I can't lie, I probably had a bit of unrealistic expectations going into YouTube. I'd never done it before in my life, and I watched a lot of kind of self-improvement content, particularly someone like Hamza, and saw his rise and thought, yeah, okay, I'll emulate that. I can do what he does. He's nothing special. And I think it's really good for me to have that mindset, and for you to have that mindset of you can kind of like match these guys, you could even overtake them. But it can be quite disheartening if you have unrealistic expectations. Is something that you need to bear in mind, because YouTube is a very kind of, it is saturated, but the people who keep going and keep going when everyone else gives up, there's not many of those people like myself, and hopefully you, if you've got your own YouTube channel or planning to do it, who will just keep going regardless of seeing results. There's not many people like that, and you will end up winning in the long run. I will end up winning, you will too, and that's something you have to bear in mind. Go start YouTube with the expectation that you're kind of just doing it for a bit of fun. You kind of just want to share your lessons or your passions, or just kind of teach people, and I think you'll have such a better time than kind of looking at the statistics, the subscribers and the watch time and all of this kind of metrics that they do and they don't matter. Obviously, yes, you want to make money out of it. Of course we do. But at the end of the day, that's not going to be fulfilling, and it's probably going to, once you start doing it for the views, you're going to be creating videos that probably aren't really true to yourself. That's kind of what I found. I don't want to make videos that are really clickbait. Like, this video may come across as kind of clickbait because I know there's a lot of people out there who create these kind of side hustles you can start, and they're just awful. I've watched so many of them myself, and I kind of know what they're like, and none of them have kind of told you any of the stuff like I feel like I have. So that's why I wanted to make this video myself. But going back to what I say, starting YouTube, it is a challenge, and it's something you're going to have to be in for the long run. But I think it's important, as I've said at the start of the video, social media is taking over. And for everyone to kind of be able to leverage and create a personal brand for what they stand for, what they believe in, I think it's very important. Even if you don't want to do the YouTube thing as a career, you might not want to do it. Or maybe in the future you're like, oh, I could actually use that YouTube channel to kind of promote my business, promote my kind of real estate business. If that's something you were into, you're going around houses, that would get a lot of views. Or traveling, that's another really good kind of avenue you could branch down. But yeah, I want you to be aware that it won't be easy, and unless you have like an initial audience, I probably wouldn't recommend going completely full time at YouTube till you kind of have like 1,000 subscribers. Probably that's probably, from the mistakes that I've learnt myself, that's probably kind of a good kind of level to reach before you go all out on YouTube. But I definitely don't want you to be discouraged, and like I say, I think everyone should start their own YouTube channel. And in terms of leverage, I'd probably give this kind of a medium level of leverage, because once you've kind of got the content out there, yes, you'll get like AdSense, and you can like use that to build courses and coaching, which is actually the next one we're going to get onto. But whatever it may be, you can start using your social media platforms to build an audience and monetize it in the future. So I think everyone should start their channel, build that personal brand, and not even just about the money. You've got to think you can grow a lot yourself, your confidence, your introspectiveness, just being able to talk on camera. I feel like I've got better at speaking myself. You can also network with other people who might be at the same level as you or a bit higher, and you can work your way up that way. And I don't know, I honestly feel like I'm not getting paid at all from YouTube at the moment. My channel has yet to be monetized, but I don't regret making these videos, spending hours of my time writing scripts, making these videos, because I know it offers a lot of benefits to yourself, but at the end of the day, I'm going to look at it from my perspective too. If it didn't offer anything to me, I wouldn't keep making these videos, but it does. It offers me fulfillment. It teaches me a lot about myself, what I'm kind of good at, what I can improve on. I'm improving my confidence every single day I'm making these videos. So I think from that point of view, it's 100% worth it to start a YouTube channel today and just post content maybe once a week. Just try and stay consistent. It's not really that hard, and you'll be beating like 95% of the population. So number 4 I'm going to go for, and this is a final method that I think you should use as a side hustle, particularly in 2023, and that is online coaching. And particularly online coaching, obviously you could do in-person coaching too, which may work for you. You might prefer to do it in person more, but I think when it comes to leverage, you're not going to have to spend all that time of getting ready, of traveling and dealing with that. I know it can be a lot nicer to have things in person. I think we should do a lot more stuff in person, but when it comes to coaching, I'm not really sure if it's that beneficial to be in person. I think for both you as the coach and for the client as well, it's probably more beneficial for you to just be online and have that call. But coaching, it definitely isn't for anyone, and I don't think you have to be an expert in anything at all to become a coach. Like I say, all of these side hustles you could start without any knowledge or experience really. But I guess you could say with coaching, you're going to need some kind of knowledge and experience in something. And there's so many different avenues you can go down. It doesn't have to be like self-improvement coaching like I offer myself. It could be a coaching in like some type of sport, which yes, is probably more likely to be used kind of in person. But it might be how to get better at drop shipping. It might be how to set up Amazon FBA. All these kind of other online methods that are very kind of hyped up and popular these days. You could be a coach for the new people out there who are kind of learning. If you've been a bit successful yourself, people at the end of the day, they're going to see your credibility and be wanting to learn from one of the best people out there. But I think with coaching, you've got to have that kind of passion to want to coach people and want to make them learn and improve and enjoy that kind of coaching aspect and like trying to listen to people's problems, because a lot of people might struggle with this, and you might kind of have headaches just learning about other people's problems, and you don't want that to kind of just take over your daily life. And at the end of the day, once you kind of do become successful in coaching, you're probably going to move to maybe kind of a bigger platform. You might kind of have an online community where you charge like a monthly kind of subscription. That's kind of where I want to go in the future, having like an online school. But at the start, when you're kind of new to making money online, you could start charging people maybe like £30 an hour or £30 for half an hour, depending on the service you're offering. And the more you can kind of prove you're successful, the more clients you can get. You're going to be able to leverage that and get a higher fee every single time. So I think that is a great one if you are passionate about coaching, and I'd say it's kind of a medium leverage, because at the end of the day, or maybe low, because you're going to have to be there for it. So it probably is quite low thinking about it now. You're going to have to be there for your coaching, and it's very similar to the services one too. You kind of got a level where maybe you can have other people doing it for you and you oversee it, and you maybe just coach like a few people for really high ticket prices, up to maybe £1,000 an hour. That might sound ridiculous to you now, but once you kind of work your way up and offer so much value to people are going to pay for it naturally. So they're my side hustles that I think you should start today. I'll put a little screen of them on the screen now, a little list of them I mean, so you can kind of recap over them. And I hope they've been really useful for you today, and they offer you a lot of value. If you could let me know which ones you believe you want to use, or maybe you're already using today, that'd be great to hear in the comments. And also it'd be great for the algorithm, because not gonna lie, I always want this channel to grow, and I feel like it should be growing very soon, and I have a lot of good content coming. So yeah, comment, like the video, share it, subscribe, all of that. It means a lot to me. I hope you've not thought, I hope this has actually been a kind of a different kind of side hustles video for you, and not just one of those clickbait videos that I see all these kind of finance YouTubers making, people who are just looking for clicks, and they get so many views but their content's not even good anyway. So it's quite frustrating that this video will probably not get as many views as those types of videos, but I always want to be organic and authentic with my content. So yeah, that's it. And yeah, if you have any other side hustles that you think have a better ROI, you can leverage higher than the ones I've mentioned, I'd be really interested to hear them, and I'm sure everyone else would be in the comments below. So yeah, I really appreciate you watching this content, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.